Alright guys, so now we are going to start to solve section 3.1, page 104. Let me change a bit of color and use another color. And let's try to convert into each degree measure to radian. Problem number 11. So let me add also some line. It will be much better. So problem number 11, we need to convert 60 degrees. Well, I know that 360 degrees correspond to 2 pi radian, or I can also look at 180 degrees, look like pi radian, and use that to convert 60 degrees into radian. So as any conversion, 60 degrees correspond to x radian. What do we have when we have 360 degrees correspond to 2 pi radian? Well, x is going to be 2 pi multiplied by 60 divided by 360. What we're doing the diagonal divided by the last one. Alright, so I will let you do the calculation. You're using a calculator and you will find for number 11 pi over 3, right? Because basically what we have, it's pi multiplied by 120 divided by 360, which is equal to pi over 3 radian. 2 times 60 equal 120. All right, let's continue. Problem number 16. If I want to do problem number 16, 270 degrees correspond to x radian, and let's try to do it with 180 degrees corresponding to 2 pi radian. Well, x is going to be equal to 2 pi multiplied by 270 divided by 180. And number 16, the answer is going to be 3 pi over 3. 3 pi over 2. Let's move on. Problem number 23. That's an easy one, right? Problem number 23. We have to convert the angle 0 degree. Well, 0 degree equals 0 radian. Boom, I'm done. Problem number 25, minus 900. 25 minus 900 degree. How many radian is going to be? Well, x radian when 360 degrees correspond to 2 pi radian. Okay, number 25. So therefore we end up to have x equal 2 pi multiplied by negative 900 divided by 360. That gives us a minus pi multiplied by 1800 divided by 360. The only thing I did is multiply 2 by 900, and therefore I got 1800. At the end of the day, x equals minus 5 pi. Now, if I want to convert radian into degree, so we have number 29. We have the angle theta equal pi over 3. Well, I know that pi corresponds to 180 degrees. So pi over 3 corresponds to x. X is equal to the diagonal, pi over 3, pi over 3, multiplied by 180 divided by pi. Pi can divide out, 180 divided by 3, 60 degrees. Problem number 38. Problem number 38, 11 pi over 15 correspond to x radiant, x degree. What did I put before? Yes, right there is supposed to be a degree. So x degree when 180, when pi correspond to 180 degree. Therefore, x equal 11 pi over 15 multiplied by 180 degree divided by pi. We'll do a diagonal and a divide by the last one. Therefore, the pi divide out, and I end up to have number 38. I end up to have 132 degree. X equal 132 degree. Alright, convert each degree measure to radiant. So we already done that many times, but I'm going to do the problem number 53. 53, where we're having 56 degree 25 minutes. 56 degree 25 minutes. Well, remember, if I want to write that in decimal, it's going to be 56 degree 25 over 60 degree. And so once I have that, I'm looking for converting that into x radiant, knowing that 360 degree correspond to 2 pi radiant. Multiply the diagonal and divide by the last one. Therefore, I end up to have x equal 2 pi multiplied by 56 degree 25 over 60 degree. I don't have a calculator. I can't do this 25 over 60. Maybe I can simplify, because 25 it's 5, 60 it's a 5 over 12 degrees. So this 25 over 60 can be simplified as a 5 over 12. And there, at the end of the day, you are supposed to divide by 360, and you end up to have x for number 53 equal to 0.985 radiant. Okay, now find each exact function. Problem number 67. Problem number 67, find exact function of sinus pi over 3. Question mark. Alright, so pi over 3, p is the way we're saying pi in French. So pi over 3 is equal to 60 degree, right? So if I graph very quickly, I'm not going to use a ruler, a right triangle, I know this is 30 degree and this is 60 degree. And if you do remember what you have seen at the beginning of the semester, you should know that if I have an equilateral triangle that I cut in half, now I end up to have sinus of 60 degree, which is going to be equal, to square root of 3 divided by 2. Why do I have the square root of 3? Because I would like to remind you that 2 square plus 1 square equal x square, x being equal to this side of the triangle, and so x equals the square root of 3. Let's do 68. Why not? Number 68. Question is find cosinus pi over 6. Cosinus pi over 6. Pi over 6 is equal to 30 degrees. Therefore, in my triangle, there we go. This is 30 degrees, and I know that's 60 degrees. So the cosinus of 30 degrees, knowing that I have 2 square root of 3 and 1, obviously the cosinus of pi over 6 is going to be square root of 3 divided by 2, also for number 68. Let's continue. Let's try to find another example. So let's try to do cotangent pi over 3. Problem number 70. Cotangent pi over 3. Cotangent pi over 3, it is cosinus pi over 3 divided by sinus pi over 3. Well, I know that sinus pi over 3 equals square root of 3 divided by 2. Sinus square root of 3 divided by 2. What is cosinus pi over 3? Cosinus pi over 3, based on this triangle right here, cosinus 60 is 1 over 2. So sinus pi over 3 equal, and cosinus pi over 3 equal 1 over 2. So the cotangent is going to be equal to 1 over 2 divided by square root of 3 divided by 2, which is 1 over 2. Convert the main fraction bar into a multiplication, 2 over square root of 3, and then I flip my second fraction. The 2 divide out, and I end up to have 1 over square root of 3. If I rationalize, which means I get rid of the square root of 3 on the bottom by multiplying top and bottom by square root of 3, I end up to have square root of 3 divided by 3 for problem number 70. Let's try to do another one. Problem number 72. For problem number 72, we're talking about cosec of pi over 4, knowing that is 1 over sinus pi over 4. What is pi over 4? Pi over 4, it's 45 degrees. Okay? So what we have to do is graph a triangle where if this one is 90 and this one is 45, that means this one will be also 45, and therefore this side and this side are exactly the same. Using my Pythagorean theorem, I end up to have this side equals square root of 2. Okay, why? Because x squared equal 1 square plus 1 square. Therefore x equal the square root of 2. So the sinus of pi over 4, sinus pi over 4 equal 1 over square root of 2, which if I rationalize, it's going to be square root of 2 divided by 2, because when I rationalize, I multiply by square root of 2. Let me do that right here. If I rationalize, I multiply by square root of 2 square root of 2, and I end up to have square root of 2 divided by 2.